Assalamu alaikum, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another episode of Perceptive Learning Zone. And today's topic is going to feature the discussion on current or the present global trends in the field of chemical engineering. The global chemicals industry, let's start from there. The chemicals industry is a cornerstone of modern economies. Well, this is poised for significant transformations in 2025. So sustainability is no longer a choice, but it is actually a mandate for chemical manufacturers. So the pressure from regulators, investors, as well as consumers for greener, more sustainable products that is shaping the industry's agenda. So if we talk about circular economy, so companies are now investing heavily in recycling technologies and including advanced chemical recycling processes in order to close the loop on plastic waste. Then there is a lot of development happening in green chemistry. You have the development of bio-based as well as renewable feedstocks, which is gaining traction as firms try to potentially pivot away from fossil fuels for good. And then we obviously have to talk about the net zero commitment. So you have major players like BASF, Dow, as well as Sinopec, which are ramping up efforts in order to achieve their carbon neutral goals by adopting renewable energy sources and trying to optimize their energy efficiency, right? Then, obviously, if we talk about more current global trends in chemical engineering, then there has to be discussion on the electrification of chemical processes. So, as decarbonization targets intensify, the industry is exploring electrification in traditional processes like steam cracking, with a lot of innovations in renewable energy integration. So collaborations between chemical companies as well as technology firms, they are expected to accelerate this trend in 2025. And when we talk about this trend, we got to shed emphasis on the regional dynamics as well. So if we talk about Asia Pacific leads, so this region led by China and India, well, they will continue to dominate the chemical production landscape. So China faces challenges like slowing domestic demand. India, on the other hand, is emerging as a critical hub for exports, particularly in specialty chemicals. And if we talk about North America, we feel like the US chemical industry is set to benefit from access to cheap natural gas feedstocks. However, regulatory pressures may challenge our expansion plans, right? Then we talk about Europe. So in Europe, you got stricter environmental regulations and energy costs, which will drive innovation through growth. Though we feel to some extent the growth culture may be subdued. And obviously, when we talk about current trends in chemical engineering, we have to talk about the digital transformation. So you have companies that are leveraging artificial intelligence, that are using Internet of Things, that are utilizing big data analytics in order to optimize production in the chemical engineering sector, in order to, I would say, improve the supply chain resilience in order to enhance our customer experience. So predictive maintenance, you got real-time monitoring and smart manufacturing. They are slowly but steadily becoming industry norms. And another key trend currently in chemical engineering is battery chemicals and electro vehicle revolution. So what do we mean by this? So the rapid growth of the EV sector is catalyzing demand for lithium, for nickel, for cobalt, and other battery chemicals. And investments in battery grade materials and recycling are booming, particularly in Asia. And you have India's strategic push to localize EV battery production, which is positioning it as a key player in the global market. And furthermore, we need to understand, my dear students, that the demand for specialty chemicals, that is particularly in pharmaceuticals, personal care, and agriculture sector, well, that is expected to grow significantly. So high value and low volume production of customized chemicals, that will remain a focus area. And then we talk about mergers and acquisitions in the current era. So you have evolving markets, you got increasing consolidation. So in such scenarios, the merger and acquisition activity that is expected to intensify. Companies are aiming to expand portfolios. They are looking to enter new markets. They are looking to strengthen capabilities in niche areas like sustainability as well as digitalization. And furthermore, you see that geopolitical tensions, especially between the US and China, well, they are reshaping global supply chains. So many companies are now adopting a China plus one strategy to diversify sourcing and manufacturing. And additionally, you have trade policies and tariffs, which are also expected to influence the investment flows. Also, the chemicals industry, it faces a talent shortage as it transitions to more sustainability and technology-driven operations. So upskilling and reskilling initiatives, they will be critical in 2025, while with companies focusing on fostering a more diverse and inclusive workforce. And as I said before, investments in research and development will most definitely feature and focus on sustainability, on digital technologies, or advanced materials. And you have venture capital that is now also flowing into startups specializing in green chemistry and renewable feedstock as well as carbon capture technologies. Um, if I were to, so I've talked about some general trends, but I think if I were to name the top eight of all these, if I were to shortlist the top eight most popular chemical engineering innovation trends in 2025, then I think I would have to start with advanced manufacturing. So advancements in chemical manufacturing, they increasingly involve additive technologies, digitalization, and automation. So there's extended reality, which helps chemical engineers resolve workforce shortages and employee training. And together with digital twins, it basically stimulates the crisis production scenarios and diagnoses issues remotely. 3D printing also automates electrochemical device fabrication. It automates digital synthesis as well as novel materials development. And furthermore, cobots aid plant technicians in hazardous laboratory environments to speed up the production rate. You have automated guided vehicles, which are transporting goods without any human intervention. All these advancements, they make new chemical manufacturing innovations one of the top chemical industry trends. Just to give an example, there is a US-based startup, by the name of Trillium Renewable Chemicals, which is manufacturing plant-based acrylonitrile from sustainable feedstocks. Now, acrylonitrile, ladies and gentlemen, is conventionally made from petroleum-based feedstock that emits enormous heat and produces poisonous cyanide. So the startup's patented technology, it replaces fossil raw materials with biorenewable feedstocks, and it involves thermochemical catalysis that does not need biology. So the approach avoids the long distance transportation of hazardous products, in addition to being cost effective, health risk free, as well as scalable. Then there is another Italian startup by the name of Tree Tower that is developing innovative customized software for smart chemical manufacturing. So the startup's portfolio now, it typically encompasses computer-aided engineering, you got machine learning, and then you got digital twin solutions. So it also offers sensor networks and big data analytics. And these technologies, they activate rapid prototyping, virtual testing of materials and components, as well as product design optimization. And moreover, Tree Tower, it provides tools for additive manufacturing and advanced VR visualization as well. So through, the Tree Tower, right, it also ensures IP protection, that is intellectual property protection, using corporate software strategies. Another trend that we see right now in this field is another popular trend is innovative materials. So you have new and emerging materials which form trends around advanced battery materials, around nanomaterials and biotechnology. So biotech solutions, well, they overcome the negative effects of petrochemicals by producing bio-based batteries. And such advanced cathode materials, they increase the battery's energy density as well as the efficiency. And another example, my dear students, is carbon fiber, which extends the lifespan of blades in wind turbines. Also, nanotechnology, it is investigating undiscovered materials such as polymers to improve smoothness and heat resistance for coatings. The chemicals industry benefits from new materials by reducing its carbon footprint and optimizing costs. Now, regarding this, there is a Singapore-based startup by the name of Polymerize that is utilizing machine learning models to forecast material properties before experiments. This platform is providing insights on chemical formulations as well as data visualization, and therefore it improves decision making for polymer businesses. It accelerates research and development by adjusting the experiment structure and timeline. In this way, Polymerize enables products to reach the market faster. There's another startup also from Singapore by the name of Aquarela, that is Acoerela. And it is what's actually doing is it's developing a platform of water-soluble lipophilic dyes that overcome the limitations of traditional dyes like poor solubility and aggregation. Its dyes come in various colors and find applications in labeling extracellular vesicles, in bacteria, in mammalian cells. So, for example, the startup's gram-selective dye, it distinguishes between gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. And this is based on the differences in the cell wall structure. These membrane dyes, they also allow for long-term cell tracking over multiple generations without any toxicity. So Aquarela is currently developing dyes that emit in the near infrared 2 window to enable non-invasive tumor imaging over extended periods in living mice. Another very popular trend that we feel in recent times is green chemistry. You might have been hearing a lot about it. And green chemistry, it focuses on processes and products that stop the impact of dangerous or hazardous chemicals and materials. And this chemical trend, it pushes manufacturers to prioritize environmental regulations and sustainability. Producers install recycling technologies, they enhance waste management, they move to alternative energy sources. For example, the transition from petroleum to plant-based feedstocks, well, it converts biomass into fuel. So another example is green hydrogen, which transforms carbon dioxide emissions into hydrocarbons. Further, you have green chemistry solutions that are substituting coke oven gas to decarbonize the steelmaking process. So when it comes to the trend of green chemistry, if I were to name some startups, well, there's a startup by the name of Lignolix, Lignolix. It is a US-based startup that upcycles lignin from plant waste into high-performance specialty chemicals. So now, since lignin, my dear students, it is difficult to process due to its smell. So the startup's technology, it breaks down lignin into small pieces while preserving its functional properties. This approach, it reduces odor and color challenges and is also compatible with other products. The end products are applicable in cosmetics, adhesives, flavorings, and fragrances, and the Lignolix technology is very easily scalable. So then you have a startup by the name of Susphos, Susphos. It is a startup from Denmark that applies smart chemistry in order to upgrade phosphate-rich waste. And the startup, well, it generates waste-free alternatives to products that are being derived from fuels. And Susphos patented technologies, well, they provide sustainable phosphate products such as high-quality flame retardants as well as specialty fertilizers. So in the upcoming video, we're going to talk a bit more about some current global trends in chemical engineering like Internet of Things. We're going to talk about data analytics. We'll talk about artificial intelligence, and we will expound on cloud computing as well as blockchain a little bit more before delving into further podcasts that reflect on the future trends and whether or not a degree in chemical engineering is ultimately worth it. So we hope you learned a thing or two. We'd love your feedback, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and stay blessed, fellas. Assalamu alaikum.